Hey, folks! Today is going to be great. Yesterday, we found out that Sgt Sean Goode has resigned. Sgt Goode was one of Trooper Proctor, disgraced, fired former trooper Michael Proctor. He was his friend. Allegedly highly involved and recipient of really bad texts. So we're going to check out Sgt Goode and Yuri Bikainik, and if we have time, maybe something else. So welcome to the show, folks.
Dr. Turtleboy walks the line, truth in his hands. Fingers point at shadows, he's breaking their plans. Corrupt suits in the courthouse playing their game, but the lies they sling won't tarnish his name. They try to bury him, but he won't go down. Fighting for justice in every crooked town. Dr. Turtleboy standing tall in the fight. Truth's his weapon shining through the night. Bogus charges flying, but they can't stick. He's cutting through the darkness, sharp and quick. The gavel pounds, but his voice won't break. No matter how much they take and fake, they try to bury him, but he won't go down. Fighting for justice in every crooked town. Dr. Turtleboy standing tall in the fight. Truth's his weapon shining through the night. His ground in the face of their lies. His courage resounds. For every false word there's a light he ignites. A warrior for truth under courthouse lights. He's been bruised, but he won't lose the war. Kicking down the gates of corruption's door. Dr. Turtleboy still chasing the sun. The fight's far from over, but he's never done.
Hey, and we got a visit from Mr. Jingles. Now, of course, I had to bribe him. Found him outside, brought him in, and you see this. Look at him. Look at him. Oh. And he's gone. Yeah, but you got your Mr. Jingles sighting. You got your Mr. Jingles sighting. And yes, when you super and say, get Mr. Jingles treats. See, I give him treats. I really do. Oh. And for you who are new here, I see in the analytics that, oh, look at that. Hello, there, look. You might not have heard the story about Mr. Jingles. About 11 years ago, 10 years ago, 10, 11, something of the sort. a friend of mine, now that's 12 years ago. Well, a ton of years ago, a friend of mine found 2 abandoned cats at a barn, an abandoned farm. He took them in, but then he had to move, and he could only bring a certain amount of animals with him. So he asked me, can you take care of them? And yeah, I could. That was my old place. So brought them in. I named them Mr. Jingles, because at that time I managed to put a necklace with a bell on it. So Mr. Jingles it was. His brother was named Buster, because I tried to put a necklace with a bell on. And that is what he did to me. He busted me up. He didn't like that at all. So that was Buster and Mr. Jingles. Now I moved to this place, which I have now, and everything fine for a number of years. But then Buster decided, no, need more space. So we moved across the field to my aunt, where he resides and hunts and everything. And Mr. Jingles stayed. Any rumor that Mr. Jingles chased Buster away so he could be have all of this for himself? Defamation, slander, isn't it, Mr. Jingles? Isn't it? Yeah. So Mr. Jingles has been with me for the past 11 years, and we've been through a lot, haven't we? He even warmed up to Miss Viking when we met after a while. So yeah, that is the story about how Mr. Jingles chose me to be his butler. All right. And now you're expecting more treats, aren't you, Mr. Jingles? No, you got one to get you here and another one to stay here. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Where were we? Yeah, yesterday we found out that Sgt Sean Goode has been on paid leave for 7 or 8 months during an internal investigation regarding his involvement in the Karen Read trial and his involvement in whatever Trooper Proctor did. So, let's see here and listen. I hope we're...
Sgt Sean Goode submitted his resignation from the Canton Police Department effective June 2nd, 2026. At the time of the resignation, an administrative investigation by an outside investigator was ongoing. The resignation does not alter the town's expectation that the outside investigator will provide a report documenting information gathered through the process to date. Massachusetts personnel and privacy laws limit what may be publicly shared regarding specific employment matters. The town will have no further comment at this time.
Yeah. So, Sean Goode was facing disciplinary actions, and he resigned. He never reached the 20 years for good pension, but he still will receive pension because he resigned. And he also is, he still has his education, so he could move to a different precinct. So Goode gone for good? Not quite, but at least he cannot interfere in Norfolk County investigations anymore. And we have to take the wins, folks. We have to take the wins as they go along. And that yeah, as Scott McGinnis said, Sean Goode's communications with now fired Detective Trooper Michael Proctor are out to all the defense lawyers, just not public yet. Yeah, I know. For you who don't know, Trooper Proctor is the trooper who decided to text his friends and some colleagues, "It's kill an N-word in Canton Day. Come get yours." Trooper Michael Proctor, former Trooper Michael Proctor, is the person who had nudes of women who did not know he had their nudes, which he shared, allegedly. Trooper Michael Proctor shared investigative information with friends, allegedly including but not limited to victims of SA. That's Trooper Proctor. That's the lead detective in the Karen Reed case. At the first trial, we all suspected he was a bad apple. We knew he was a bad apple. We didn't know to what extent it actually was. And he is sadly, as it seems, not unusual in Massachusetts. There are plenty of Trooper Proctors out there, but at least this Trooper Proctor was fired. And which means that a lot of cops, almost every cop involved in the Karen Reed investigation has resigned, suddenly retired, one got fired, and a few has been, yeah, go work over there. Join that desk thingy over there and stop doing shit. Almost every cop involved in this. That should tell everybody, because if this many cops just scatters because of one case, imagine all the other cases they have been involved in. It's a scary thought. It's a really, really scary thought. Now, from the first trial, we're going to watch Sgt Goode cross-examination, followed by Yuri Buchanan's cross-examination. So, let's go. Let's see here. Oh. Sound boost. Subtitles. There you go. Oh, and before I forget it, big thank you to the Trial Channel, who did all of this in different parts and everything. So if you want to, oh, I wonder what that person said, they have chaptered the cross-examination, every direct examination, everything is neatly packaged for you. So I'm using their. Cramstick said, gone or relocated? No, he resigned. So he hasn't joined another department yet. He resigned from from his position. But let's listen to him at the hands of, I believe, Alan Jackson.
Good afternoon, Sergeant.
Afternoon.
So you and I have never met, correct?
No.
We've never spoken?
No,
Sergeant Goode, you grew up in Canton?
I did.
You attended Canton Public Schools?
I did.
Is sound
Graduated from Canton
okay?
High School?
I did.
Or should I
In
enhance it?
1998?
Yes.
Is it true that in your graduating class was somebody named Courtney Proctor?
Yes.
You knew Courtney Proctor?
Yes.
You knew her to be Michael Proctor's sister, correct?
Yes.
Also in your graduating class was somebody named Jill Daniels, correct?
Yes.
You knew her, or you now know her, to be Christopher Albert's sister-in-law, correct?
Yes.
Christopher Albert is married to Jill Daniels' sister, correct?
Yes.
And you know Christopher Albert as Brian Albert's brother, correct?
Yes.
So it is fair to say that you graduated high school with Michael Proctor's sister and Christopher Albert's sister-in-law, correct?
Yes.
And growing up in Canton and working for 18 years as a Canton police officer, you're well familiar with the Albert family of Canton, correct?
I work with one of them.
You know that the Albert family is a well-known family in Canton, correct?
Sure.
And they all do that. Almost every cop on the stand try to do. We met, which is bullshit. They worked together. They hung out together. The Canton, Massachusetts is 12,000 households. That's not a big town. Every cop knows each other. Especially, and the cross jerk off between Mass State Police and Canton PD is insane because everybody lives in and around Canton.
The Albert family is well connected to the town of Canton, correct?
I don't know what you mean by connected. They live in Canton. Yes.
All right, well, Christopher Albert is a Canton town selectman, is he not?
Yes.
And you've already established that Kevin Albert is a Canton police officer, correct?
Yes.
And you already testified that you knew Brian Albert as well, and you knew that he was a Boston police officer who lived in Canton, correct?
Yes.
In fact, he and his family lived at 34 Fairview in Canton, correct?
Yes.
You also knew that his family had been there for years. Before Brian Albert owned the house, his parents owned it, correct?
Yes.
Now, as of January 28th of 2022, who among the Albert family did you know either personally or professionally?
Professionally is Kevin Albert.
Okay, and what about personally?
I knew Chris.
And you know that Christopher Albert, in addition to being a town selectman, also owned a pizza place in Canton, correct?
Yes, he does.
What's the name of that pizza place?
That'd be D&E.
And have you eaten there before?
Yes,
You've seen Christopher Albert there before?
I have.
Now, on January 29th of 2022, you learned at approximately 6 a.m. that John O'Keefe's body was found on Brian Albert's front lawn, correct?
Yes.
And as of January 29th of 2022, you knew that Brian Albert at that time, of course, was the brother of your fellow Canton police officer, Kevin Albert, correct?
Yes.
And how long have you known Kevin Albert for?
As long as I worked at the Canton Police Department.
And that is approximately 18 years?
Coming up in 18 years, yes.
And is Kevin Albert older or younger than you or around the same?
Yeah, he lost out on 20 years by a few months. And even if he had hit 20 years for full pension, he needs to be 55 apparently.
Same age.
He's older than me.
By how many years, if you know?
I don't. Probably
Approximately?
5 years?
Have you ever shared a patrol car with Kevin Albert?
No.
Have you ever worked on an investigation or a case with Kevin Albert?
I probably have. Yeah.
In addition to being a colleague, would you also consider Kevin Albert to be a friend?
Yeah. We've socially hung out after work.
And because he is a fellow Canton police officer, you'd expect that he would have your back in a crisis, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
No, I'll let him have it.
I hope he would defend me while working. Yes, he's a police officer.
You would certainly protect him in a crisis, correct?
At work, when we're police officers, yes.
Sure. Well, even out of work, if he was in a crisis, you'd probably help, correct?
I don't know what you're asking.
Well, there is a teamwork that is part and parcel of being a police officer with your fellow officers, correct?
Sure.
It's a dangerous job.
Sure.
You need to have each other's back.
Sure.
You need to depend on your fellow officers, correct?
Sure.
And it's been said there's a brotherhood among police officers, correct?
To a fact.
And when you meet another police officer, he or she will tell you that they're, quote, on the job, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
The objection sustained.
And in terms of, depending on your fellow officers, you're taught all this beginning in the police academy, correct?
Objection.
No, he can have that.
What am I taught?
Well, I'm asking you.
Yeah. What Judge Bev did here, as if she's doing the defense a favor, that annoyed me at the time, and now when I'm reminded of it, I'm annoyed again. The Lally objects and not sustained or overruled. It is, no, he can have that. Oh, sake.
With regard to the teamwork and having each other's backs and working together and depending on each other, you're taught that starting in
Sure.
and it's reinforced over the years by superior officers and your colleagues, correct?
Sure.
Now, you were assigned as the primary investigator in the reconstruction analysis for this case, correct?
Assigned as the what?
You were assigned as the primary investigator in the reconstruction analysis for this case.
I don't know reconstruction analysis. No, I was the patrol supervisor that day.
Let me just have a moment, Ron.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're wondering, Mr. Jingles, yeah, you can say he's affectionately licking my hand. I would say it's more he's tenderizing it. Yeah. David Scott says Attorney David Giannetti knows the truth. Giannetti knows how connected these cops are, but he has to navigate the court on a cross like this. Yeah, and it was everybody knew, at least out maybe not the jury, but everybody in that courtroom besides the jury knew how incestuous the relationships were between all the cops in Canton.
Coach,
Yes.
now I'm going to show you what is, not sure how many pages, but there are quite a few.
Okay.
It's a,
Your Honor, if you could not describe what he's showing to the witness and
Yeah,
just
just
show
go
it to
ahead
him.
and show it to him.
sure. I'm going to direct you, I'm taking up the first 4 pages and direct you just to the 5th page.
Okay.
And specifically the 2nd paragraph, and it's numbered number 2.
Okay.
And I will ask you if you've seen that before.
Okay.
And I'll take it back from you.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you. Do you recognize what this is?
Looks like some state police form.
Okay. Is it a
Why don't you not ask him? He just answered what he thought it was.
are you familiar with a collision analysis and reconstruction section, a CARS report?
I know the state police has a car section that handles motor vehicle homicide.
Does this appear to be a CARS report?
I've never seen one. You just showed me one. I'm not in the state police.
Okay. But you did see that your name is listed in the paragraph that I pointed out to you,
Sure.
and you're listed as Sgt Sean Goode, that's you, correct?
Mhm.
Of the Canton Police. And you were assigned as the primary investigator in this reconstruction.
Because I wrote the offense report from that day.
Well, I'm just asking you. I'm dealing with a state police report that lists you as the primary investigator with regard to the reconstruction.
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach?
Sustained. Sure, why don't you all come up from there? Bring that, please.
Yeah, one of these. Why is this objected to? Well, I understand why it's objected to, but if he is the primary reconstruction, according to the state police, why is his name, other than that, if I remember correctly, gone from everything else, more or less?
Sergeant Goode, what was your understanding on February 1st of 2022 regarding the Canton Police Department's role in this homicide investigation?
I believe at some point on the 29th, we recused ourselves and we weren't part of the investigation.
Okay, so you did know as of the day that John O'Keefe was found on Brian Albert's front lawn that the Canton Police had recused themselves from the case, correct?
At some point, I was notified after I finished all my paperwork. Yeah.
And what was your understanding of the recusal decision? in terms of what Canton Police was either allowed to do or not do?
Yeah, this is one of the, once we found out about this, leading up to trial, that Canton PD recused themselves. Now, the claim later was, we didn't hold any investigations. Yeah, but they were in the Canton PD, in their office. The evidence went through, a lot of it went through the Canton PD. Karen Reed's SUV, instead of driving it to the nearest precinct or the nearest Sally Port, they went back to Canton PD Sally Port. There is so much to this case, and we're barely scratching the surface. I hope, for you who are completely new to this case, my hope is that you want to do a deep dive. And if you do want that, there are other channels that has done amazing deep dives. And Turtleboy. Yeah, Aidan Carney. He has every piece of information on his channel, and he talks about it, which is also why the House defendants wants to shut him up. And their problem with trying to shut him up was, something interesting happened. And a bunch of people, me included, well, let's talk about it. Good work, House defendants. Joining the Afro Man effect or the Streisand effect of trying to keep something quiet. Let's shout about it.
Well, he had passed away, so now no matter what, it's state police investigation. It's a homicide. We do not investigate homicides.
Well, you've been a Canton police officer for 18 years, correct?
Yes.
During those 18 years, do you know how many homicide investigations have occurred in Canton?
None.
None?
Homicides? No. That I was involved in? None.
That the department was involved in?
I can't think off the top of my head, no.
So in the 18 years, this is the first homicide that your department's been involved in, to your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that although the state police have primary jurisdiction, they work hand in hand with local departments, usually, unless there's a conflict of interest?
Yes.
So in this case, you learned that there was a conflict of interest. And my question to you is, what did that mean in terms of your potential involvement in the investigation once that conflict was determined?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Were you the primary investigator for the Canton Police Department as of February 1st?
No.
Did you participate with the state police in any part of the reconstruction?
No.
Now, Sergeant Goode, who is Brian Higgins?
And still, his name was on their documentation. Isn't that strange?
He is a ATF agent that has a satellite office out of the Canton Police Department.
And when did you come to meet him?
I have no idea when he started. It's been years.
Years, over a decade?
I don't think so, but maybe.
Between 5 and 10 years?
Sure.
And how often would you see him at the Canton Police Station?
I worked midnights, so during that time, but I mean, 3 times a week I would see him. I mean, but we don't have the same work schedule. I don't know when he works. He doesn't know when I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we watched Higgins. We already watched Higgins, the loser. And it's obvious that everybody knows Higgins. Higgins knows everybody. But he's around. No, he's not just around. And they say he has a satellite office. He was basically always working out of Canton PD, and once in a while he went into the ATF office. And yeah, YouTube allows me to gift 10 free memberships each month, and I chose now to gift 5 of them. So congratulations to Scott McGinnis, Caroline, Blue Jay, Michelle Franklin, Sexy Lady. You now have access to all my members-only content. you will have early access to videos and short form videos. And on my page on YouTube, if you go to posts, you will find a link to my Discord. That is for members only. So those are the perks I have. And if you want to support me with joining as a member, it's $3 a month. And you will join the Viking squad. All right, let's continue.
When you say you work midnight, that means you come in at midnight?
Yes.
At 8 a.m.?
Correct.
And he works in the same building as you in terms of the fact that he has an office there, correct?
Yes.
Are there any other ATF agents that have offices at the Canton?
It could be. They don't check in with us.
Do you know of any ATF agents that have offices at the Canton Police Department?
Not that I know of, no.
What about officers from other local departments, surrounding towns? Do they have any offices at the Canton Police Department?
No.
And you're not sure exactly how long he's had that office for, but it's been years.
Correct.
He has his own key card to enter the building?
Yes.
And you say you've seen him 2 or 3 times a week in the time that he's had an office there?
Sure.
You're aware that Brian Higgins is a close friend of the former Canton Police Chief, Kenneth Berkowitz?
Sure.
You know that Chief Berkowitz was the reason that he was allowed to maintain an office at the Canton Police Department?
I didn't know that.
Well, his close friend, Chief Berkowitz, was your...
Everybody knew about Higgins and Berkowitz being more or less joined by the hip.
boss on January 29th of 2022, correct?
His close friend?
Yeah, Brian Higgins' close friend, Chief Berkowitz, was your boss on January 29th of 2022.
Okay.
And does okay mean yes?
Yes.
And you worked the midnight shift that day as well?
No.
What was your shift?
I took it off.
Were you assigned to dispatch that day?
The night of the incident?
Yes.
No, I stayed inside. I was inside.
Inside where?
The dispatch. I handle all the calls, send the guys everywhere.
Right, that was my question. I'm sorry if I'm
Okay.
I'm not being clear, but you were on duty, correct?
Yes.
What was your shift?
My shift was I stayed inside.
I'm sorry, what was the timing of your shift?
12 to 8.
Thank you. And when you say you stayed inside, that meant you were handling
Oh,
dispatch, correct?
correct.
And when you're handling dispatch, you're not expected to leave the station and physically respond to calls that come in, correct?
It depends on the call. Anything within reason that a supervisor should go, I'm leaving the station.
Okay, but
Normal car accidents, stuff like that patrol can handle, no.
okay, so unless it's something unusual, you're going to stay at dispatch, correct?
Correct.
And just after 1:30 a.m. while you were working dispatch, that's when you saw Brian Higgins enter the Canton Police Station at 1:30 in the morning, correct?
Correct.
Did he come into the dispatch area?
I said that earlier. I don't remember him coming in, or just did I see him on the cameras walking down the hallway? We have numerous, I think we have 7 or 8 monitors in front of me that I'm able to watch people around our building.
This is something the prosecution and the investigators withheld from the defense up until very close into trial. They really didn't want anybody to know what Higgins actually knew or did. Yeah. I need to, well, since he was working dispatch, we need to listen to another person who was in dispatch. Oh, the woman whose name I keep forgetting because she is so insignificant, who told FBI that she saw Chief Berkowitz and other people spending an unusual amount of time in the sally port. And then later, after a meeting with the Boston Commissioner Cox, she changed her story to, no, that was I planted that memory. It never happened. Yeah, Kelly, whatever, Davers, whatever her name is, who then resigned from Boston PD because she worked at Canton PD. She then went to Boston PD. So she went from a rookie cop at Canton to making close to $140,000 a year in Boston as a rookie cop. And then since she got on the Brady list, because since she admitted under oath at trial that she invents memories, well, they wanted her on the Brady list as a person who cannot be trusted. And then she went on paid leave, and then she resigned. Yeah. This is the amount of power the McAlberts have. When a young woman, rookie cop, making over $100,000 a year, throws it away to protect them. To go on the stand and lie under oath. And then throw it all away to protect the McAlberts. Well, maybe we can find time to listen to that tomorrow.
So it could be that you just saw him on a screen, or it could be that he was in your room,
Correct.
but you don't remember which, correct?
Correct.
And before he showed up there at 1:30, you hadn't called him to ask him to come in, correct?
No.
You hadn't asked him for any help with any investigation at 1:30, correct?
No.
When you first saw him there at 1:30, did you have any idea why he was showing up?
No.
And when you first saw him, do you remember what entrance he used to come into the Canton Police Station?
I don't. It was from the back parking lot. I don't know if he was on the left back rear or right back rear.
And you would agree with me that 1:30 in the morning was hours before John O'Keefe was found unresponsive on Brian Albert's front lawn, correct?
Yes.
You had no information at 1:30 in the morning that John O'Keefe was out on Brian Albert's front lawn at that time, correct?
Correct.
And when Brian Higgins entered the department, that was the first time you had seen him on either the 28th or the 29th, correct?
Correct.
And this is again at 1:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
you have to say yes or no.
Yes.
You didn't know where he was coming from?
No.
You didn't know what he had done that night?
Absolutely not.
You didn't know who he had been with that night?
No.
This was a
You didn't even smell the odor of more than 6 Jameson and sodas on his breath as he walked past you. A man who the past 48 hours had been drinking 36 of them. You didn't notice. He reeked of alcohol, which is amazing considering every cop who testifies regarding DUI cases says, I smelled the odor of alcohol. But amazingly, not a single person in that precinct of the 2 or 3 who were there managed to catch on that there was a drunk ATF agent roaming around in the middle of the night. Strange, isn't it? It's almost as if they are, either they are lying about their nose or they are lying about noticing Higgins.
Friday night into early Saturday morning with a major blizzard forecast.
Correct.
It already started snowing.
Yes.
It was supposed to get worse.
Yes.
Was it unusual to see Brian Higgins come into the station at 1:30 a.m. on a weekend?
No.
And you don't recall how close you got to him.
Here's what I believe. Brian Higgins used Canton PD to sober up because he didn't want to risk driving home, so he drove to the precinct and slept on the couch in his office. And now knowing that more or less everybody testifies, oh, he did that all the time. He was drunk all the time.
No,
Are you able to tell this jury anything about his demeanor?
no, he just walked in. It's not unusual. We wouldn't have made pleasantries or say hello to each other. It's not uncommon.
And you don't recall whether or not you got close enough to him to smell his breath or to smell what he smelled like, correct?
No,
At any point,
Ha.
did he tell you
Bullshit.
why he was there?
no,
How long did he remain at the station for?
no idea. I only saw him come in, never saw him leave or anything like that.
Did you ever see him do any paperwork at the station?
That night?
Yes.
No,
Did you ever see him do any administrative work at the station?
I can't leave the dispatch room. His office is on the second floor.
So let's skip ahead a few hours later. You're still working dispatch when a call came in that a man was found unresponsive on Brian Albert's front lawn, correct?
Yes,
It's just after 6 a.m.
yes,
You yourself took that call?
I did.
And with regard to who is responsible for entering the information that came in on a call to dispatch, who is that?
The person that's working the desk.
So at 6 a.m., you were responsible for taking down the information and entering it into your system, correct?
It's being recorded through the 911 dispatch, correct? But I didn't enter it into our IMC program, which is our daily log.
Okay, who enters that into your daily log?
That'd be the person that's working the desk.
And you had previously testified that location is important, correct?
Correct.
You would discuss the fact that if a call comes in on a cell phone as opposed to a landline, you want to know where that cell phone is, correct?
Yes,
And you have ways of pinging the cell phone such that you can actually see the location on a map. Correct?
sure, yes,
And you would agree with me that ultimately when the location was entered into your system, the location was entered as 32 Fairview, correct?
no, it was 34. At least we put it out as 34.
34 was the actual address, but 32 is what made it into the police report, sir, did it not?
No, my police report says 34 Fairview.
Now, when that call came in after 6 a.m.,
The official report, maybe not his personal report, said 32 Fairview. Now, they say, oh, it's just somebody clicked the wrong number. Well, the 2 and 4 are diagonal. It's not that it's not easy to press a 2 instead of a 4. The theory is they didn't want it known that John O'Keefe was found on the lawn of a police officer.
you decided that you would personally go out, correct?
Yes,
Okay. I actually have the front page of your police report. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Show Mr. Lally.
thank you.
I'd ask you to read that silently to yourself, take a good look at it, and look up at me when you're done. You've had enough time to review it?
Yes,
Getting back to the location, which you said was important, what is the location listed in your very police report?
on
Oh,
the face sheet it says 32, but in my
yeah. On the face sheet, it says 32. In his report, says 34. It's been a long time. My memory is a bit hazy regarding that specific fact. But yeah, okay. Again, look at your keyboard, folks. Look at your phone. The 2 and 4 are diagonal. It's hard to miss because a 4, if you miss you have 1 or a 7, maybe a 5, but the 2, no.
narrative is 34.
The face sheet is important, is it not?
Yes,
People see the face sheet before they get to the narrative, correct?
sure.
Is accuracy important?
Yes.
And the very first thing that's entered with regard to the location is inaccurate, right?
Say it again.
The very first entry with regard to the location on your police report on the face sheet is inaccurate. Would you agree with that?
I guess so. Yes.
And with regard to the name down the bottom of that report, I left the report in front of you so you could look at it again. Would you read that silently to yourself and look up at me?
Okay.
Does that refresh your memory as to what name is listed?
Yes.
What name is that?
Sean O'Keefe.
If I can have that back for a minute. Now, you decided that you wanted to go to the call, or you decided with
There's a lot in this case where things are missing, rewritten, as he wrote down 32 Fairview instead of 34 on the front sheet. Chief Berkowitz called a reporter and asked him, please have Brian Albert's name out of the news, yada yada. And when it came to, was it Brian Higgins? In the police reports, everybody's name is spelled out, like John O'Keefe, Karen Reed. Yeah. Brian Higgins was only in as BH. It's those, because if somebody had the documents and typed search for Higgins, they wouldn't find it. Or was it Brian Albert that was put in as BA? Brian Albert, okay. This is what I love about streaming to you guys, because the combined knowledge of the chat is greater than mine. I'm just here, well, just. I'm never just anywhere, but I'm here to convey information. Hopefully, by making it entertaining enough for you guys to want to know more.
a good thing for you to go to the call personally, correct?
Yes,
So you called Officer Kelly Deaver into dispatch,
I did.
and you did that because you wanted her to cover the desk for you so that you could personally respond to the call, correct?
Correct.
Responding to the call wasn't your duty assignment, but you made it your duty assignment, correct?
Correct.
And if you were going to leave, somebody had to cover.
Correct.
After that, you personally called two of your other colleagues who were not on duty that night to respond with you to Brian Albert's house, correct?
Yes, I did.
And you previously testified, I believe, that Sergeant Michael Lank was one of those officers, and he arrived at 6:25 a.m., correct?
Correct.
And then Lieutenant Paul Gallagher was the other officer, and he arrived closer to 7 a.m., correct?
Yes.
When you responded to 34 Fairview on January 29th, did you know that residence?
Yes.
And what did you know that residence to be?
I knew that to be Brian Albert's house.
You and Sergeant Lank had both been to that residence before, correct?
No.
Together.
Actually, we have. We were there for a police report years ago.
Okay. And so when you decided to respond to the scene on January 29th, that residence of 34 Fairview, you knew exactly where you were going.
Yes.
And when you got there, you knew you were outside the home of Officer Brian Albert, correct?
Yes.
And this was a memorable event. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
Before January 29th of 2022, you had never responded to a call where the body of one police officer was found on the front lawn of another police officer's house, correct?
Yes.
And at some point after you arrived, you saw both Sergeant Lank and Detective Gallagher arrive, correct?
Yes.
It was Sergeant Lank who first entered the home and made initial contact with Brian Albert and his family?
No, I was right next to him.
So is it your testimony that the first time the police went in the house, you were there with Sergeant Lank?
Yes.
All right. And when you went in, can I have Exhibit 8 on the screen, please?
Yeah. So I'm interrupting here. Brian Albert, Jen McCabe. I mean, you have the people in the house. Is Brian Albert and Jen McCabe's sister. Karen, Carrie, and Jen drives there and finds John O'Keefe on the lawn, a police officer, unresponsive. At no point in time, according to Jen McCabe, did she try to reach out to her sister in the house or to Mr. Albert? Folks, imagine the scenario that according to Jen McCabe, when she left, all good. And then she returns, and there's a dead body on the lawn. Wouldn't you want to rush into that house to make sure that your sister is okay? Wouldn't you call, bang on the door, anything just to make sure they are okay? None of them did. Not one. Until hours later, when they knock on the door. How did Jen McCabe know that everybody was safe in the house? Was it because she knew what happened? You tell me, folks. You tell me. But let's continue listening to Mr. Goode. Well, it's now Mr. Goode, not Sergeant Goode, because Sergeant Goode has resigned.
Okay. Terrific. You're able to see Exhibit 8?
Yes.
Is that a fair depiction of what the house looked like when you entered it?
Yes.
Did you see the front door?
Yes.
Is that the door that you entered?
Yes.
And you had testified that you looked around the immediate area where you were while Sergeant Lenk was asking questions. You noticed that when you entered that front door, you come into a foyer area, and directly in front of you on the left, you can almost reach out and touch. There's a door that goes down to the cellar. Is there not?
I don't know. I don't remember a door there. I remember the stairs going up to the second floor.
I see. So you don't remember that as you step into the house, you can go down a cellar door right away?
Objection.
No, I don't know where a cellar is.
The objection sustained.
You don't know where the cellar is, and that's in part because you did not go down to the cellar, correct?
Correct.
You never examined it?
No.
You never saw what condition it was in?
No.
Saw whether there was any signs of struggle down there?
No.
You never saw if anything was tipped over?
No.
You never saw whether there was any blood or other trace evidence down there?
Objection, Your Honor.
The objection sustained. You've made your point.
Yeah. Now, everybody is supposed to be equal to the law, right? Now imagine this scenario. A dead person on the lawn of anyone else but Brian Albert. They would be kicking in doors. Or at the very least, knock on the door, open up. Hello, we found a dead guy on your lawn. Do you allow us to go through your house? But no, according to every cop, they said, no, we didn't have probable cause. Bullshit. Hello, Mr. Judge, who is on call. We found a dead cop on the lawn of a house where there was a party the night before. We believe it may have something to do with the death. Will you sign a search warrant? And the judge would have signed it immediately. But no, according to these people, no, there was no probable cause to go in there. It really is that stupid.
Can we turn the lights back on, please? Do you need this, Ms. Giannetti?
I do not.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, now going back to when you first arrived, Sergeant, you were alone in your cruiser, correct?
Yes.
You weren't driving with a partner that morning?
No.
You were the second officer on scene?
No. Third.
Who got there before you did?
Officer Saraf and Officer Mulaney.
Okay, so Mulaney actually beat you there?
Yes.
But only within a matter of minutes, correct?
Sure.
You arrived in your marked cruiser, correct?
Yes.
You had your overhead emergency lights on, correct?
Correct.
You pulled up right in the front of the house, facing in the wrong direction in terms of the lane that you were in?
Correct.
You were parked on Fairview, adjacent to the Albert residence, and you were facing towards Cedar Crest, correct?
Correct.
When you parked, you left your motor running, correct?
Yes.
And when you got out of your cruiser, one prominent sound that you heard was Karen Reed screaming at the top of.
Yeah. I'm going to skip to this. Come
You
on.
stayed on scene for over an hour and 40 minutes. Would you agree with that?
Yes,
You left maybe around 7:50 a.m. or so?
correct.
And during the beginning part of the 1 hour and 40 minutes that you were on scene, with all the vehicles that we've just seen at around 6:16 a.m. and for the first 10, 15 minutes with all those lights flashing, you never saw Brian Albert come out of his house, correct?
Correct.
And did you see first responders working on John O'Keefe when you were there?
No,
He had already been loaded into the ambulance at that time?
correct.
So you didn't see him actually being scooped up and put on a stretcher, correct?
I don't recall, no. Houston.
And with regard to the remainder of the time that you were on scene, up until all the way through 7:50 in the morning, did you ever see Brian Albert come out of his home?
No,
Did you ever see anyone come out of the Albert residence?
other than John McCabe and Matt McCabe, no.
Were you aware when you entered the Albert residence that morning that John O'Keefe was found on his front lawn wearing only one shoe, black in color?
I was not aware of him missing a shoe, no.
While you were there, you were listening to the questions that Sergeant Lank was asking Brian Albert.
Yes,
Did you ever hear Sergeant Lank ask Brian Albert that morning if he knew where the other shoe was that was black in color?
Objection.
Sustained.
While you were there, did you ever hear Sergeant Lank ask Brian Albert when he learned that John O'Keefe was lying on his front lawn?
Objection.
Sustained.
Technically hearsay, but it's all in one police investigation. And had this been good for the prosecution, he would absolutely been allowed to answer. But since it's the defense, nope.
You knew that Brian Albert, as a Boston police officer, is a first responder, correct?
yes,
All police officers are first responders, correct?
yes,
You know from your training that all police officers have to receive CPR and other necessary training to be first responders, correct?
yes.
At any point in time, did you ask Brian Albert why he didn't come out of his house?
No,
Did Sergeant Lank, in your presence, ask him why he didn't come out of his house?
Objection.
Yeah, folks. Another very interesting part. There are cop cars with lights going. There are ambulance, lights going. There are fire trucks, lights going. Do you know what Brian Albert and Brian and Julie said? No, they heard and saw nothing. Everything was going on about 25 feet from their bedroom window, where they also had Chloe, the German Shepherd Belgian Malinois mix, who they claim never reacted to anything, none of it, no bark, no nothing. Folks, ask a friend or somebody who has German Shepherd, Belgian Malinois mix or some of it, and ask them, hey, if shit goes on outside your window in the middle of the night, what does your dog do? $9,999 times out of 10,000, they will say, bark like a motherfucker. Because they are bred to be guardian dogs, attack dogs. It's in their genetics. And that is why so many believe that Chloe was already gone from the house. They rehomed Chloe after all this. Their dog, since 5 or 6 years, they just rehomed it out of nowhere. And then they had some work done to the basement. They filled in the pool, and then they sold the house. Strange, isn't it? Really, really strange. My sister has a German Shepherd. If a leaf falls too loud, she's alerting the neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah. We believe Chloe, the dog, was removed from 34 Fairview prior to police arriving at 6 a.m. Yeah. Why? Well, John O'Keefe's arm. Clearly dog bites and dog scratches. Experts say clearly dog bites and dog scratches. Let's get back to this.
Abstain.
After clearing the scene at 7:50 in the morning, did you go back to the station?
I did.
Do you know whether or not Kevin Albert was working that day?
I don't.
Did you see Kevin Albert that day?
I don't recall seeing him.
Did you speak with Kevin Albert that day?
No.
Now, since that day, it's been almost 2.5 years. You've continued working on the same police force as Kevin Albert, correct?
Yes.
At some point in time, you and Kevin Albert discussed the fact that you were one of the first responding officers to his brother's home for this tragic incident, correct?
Yes.
It's a very unique situation, correct?
Yes.
Many officers under the department were interested to know what you saw and heard that day, correct?
Sure.
At what point in time after January 29th did Kevin Albert broach the topic with you as to what had happened on January 29th?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
Sure. I don't recall ever.
Okay. Thank you to Scott. No, this is one. The filled-in pool was at another home, Brian Albert's brother Tim Albert's home. Okay, thank you. My mistake. My mistake. And thank you for correcting me. Again, this is what I love about streaming. Even though I know a lot, I don't know everything. And when I get something wrong, just tell me. There's no prestige in this.
Immediately talking to Kevin Albert about the incident, no.
Right. Well, you had said that you don't recall talking to him that day, but certainly within a couple of weeks, the two of you caught up, correct?
I can't remember, no.
I'm sorry?
I can't recall that, no.
Within a couple of months, you talked about it?
Sure.
And when you say sure, sir, I take that as you're saying, well, if you really want to go there, I'll give you the sure answer. You have to answer yes or no.
Okay, yes.
So you answer yes or no if you can, and if you can't, you can't. So
Right.
ask the question again. Or
Judge Bev, no, again, annoys the ever-living fuck out of me that she keeps doing this. Janet is correct. You don't have to add anything.
or just move on, please.
Okay. Do you recall where you were when you and Kevin Albert discussed what had happened on January 29th?
No.
Do you recall who else was present?
No.
Do you recall whether it was in person or over the phone?
I don't recall, no.
You certainly told him what you observed and heard that day, correct?
Yes.
Now, when you arrived, you were on scene not only to assist with first aid and secure the scene, but as a first responder, your job is to assess the situation and also make an initial determination about gathering evidence. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
You'd be on the lookout for any physical evidence, correct?
Yes.
And you'd certainly be on high alert for any individual who made any statement about what may have occurred, correct?
Correct.
That's important not only for treatment purposes of somebody who apparently is hurt, but also for investigative purposes, correct?
Correct.
And again, you were the third officer on the scene by minutes in terms of the other two officers arriving before you, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's skip ahead to the next more interesting part. Missing pieces of evidence.
Correct.
Correct.
Now, with regard to your...
Yeah. What they talked about before this is they never secured the crime scene. They didn't take photos of where John O'Keefe actually was positioned. They didn't take what do you call it? They only took close-up photos of what they found, but not eagle eye vision to see, yeah, we found this over there. No, every piece of evidence was just this little close-up. And this, by the way, is when we discovered, I don't know if it was via him or a prior testimony, they collected evidence in red Solo cups. Blood evidence in red Solo cups, which was gifted to them from the neighbor across the street, another cop, because not a single one of these imbeciles thought of going to the police, to the office and get fucking evidence collection things. None of them had them in their cars. And then, in the middle of everything, they used a leaf blower to blow away the snow to search for evidence. A fucking leaf blow. Do you know what happens when you blow snow away? With it goes evidence. There might have been evidence there. If they handle it properly, they would have told us a completely different story than the one they tried to sell on us later. If the first on scene actually have done their job. But they stomped in and more or less destroyed everything. Yeah. And the red Solo cups were then gathered, no lids, in an open Stop and Shop bag that was positioned by the rear bumper of Karen Reed's SUV. That is what they thought. Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, we can go on and on about all the stupidity that occurred in this case that I can remember, and I can guarantee you I'm barely scratching the surface. I'm just informing you of the most obvious things.
Your police report, going back to that, your report clearly listed persons involved in the case, correct?
Correct.
And that police report is generated by computer software, correct? That's particular to police reports?
Correct.
And that's one of the categories that you can fill in, correct?
Correct.
And would you agree with me that with regard to all of the persons involved listed in your police report, everybody's first name and last name was completely spelled out except for one? Would you agree with that?
Here we go.
I believe those names were entered by Detective Sergeant Lang.
Okay, but certainly the report has your name on it, correct?
Correct.
So you would review the report before submitting it in your name, correct?
Correct.
So regardless of who entered or didn't enter, my question remains, which is that with regard to the persons involved listed in that report, everybody's name, first and last, is spelled out except for one, correct?
Correct.
Whose name was not spelled out completely?
I don't know.
May I approach?
Okay.
Page 2, Counsel.
He knows exactly
Thank you.
what name it is.
And then look up at me when you're done. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
When you reviewed that report, does that refresh your memory as to whose name was not completely spelled out?
Correct.
Who was that?
Brian Albert.
Did you omit Brian Albert's first name to mask the fact that he was involved?
No. No.
Do you know who Colin Albert is?
I know that he is Chris Albert's son.
And so therefore he'd be Brian Albert's nephew?
Yes.
Anywhere in your report, do you mention that Colin Albert was present at 34 Fairview the night of January 28th going into January 29th?
No.
Now, would you agree with me that this report also lists home addresses for everyone in the persons involved section except for one person?
Can I see the sheet again, please? Thank you.
Yeah, knuckle dragger, Colin Albert's name. Because of all the people in the house, why was it so important for everybody to try to have him not there? What, Colin joined the army? Good. Maybe he learns to not be a drunk asshole 24/7.
This is the same, if I may approach.
Yes.
This is the same sheet that I sent you last time.
Thank you.
And take your time with it, sir. Thank you. And Sergeant, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
What am I talking about?
Brian Higgins.
Okay. So with regard to Brian Higgins, his home address was not listed on there, correct?
Correct.
And what address was listed for Brian Higgins?
1492 Washington Street.
And what is significant about that address?
It's the town of Canton.
It's the Town of Canton Police Department, correct?
Correct.
Now, Brian Higgins was not an involved person because he was an investigator on the case, correct?
Correct.
He was not involved in this case in an official capacity, correct?
Correct.
You were, right?
Yes.
So listing the Canton Police Department as Sgt Sean Goode's address would be appropriate. Would you agree?
Yes.
Why was Brian Higgins' address listed at as the Canton Police Department?
I don't know.
But that is something that you kept in your report, correct?
Correct.
Now, I also want to ask you something else about your police report. And I want to focus on whether it was altered after it was first submitted, okay? If I can...
Hold on. Do you have your report with you?
I do not.
Okay. Do you have a copy for him, Mr. Yannetti? Yes, sure. Go ahead. No, that's okay.
I've placed a document before you. Feel free to familiarize yourself with it, and please look up at me when you're done.
Good.
Does that appear to be your police report, sir?
Yes.
Now, and with the court's permission, I'd actually like the officer to have the report in front of him when I ask him these questions.
Okay. But nothing's going up on the screen, right?
Not yet.
Okay. So approach before it does.
I will, I promise.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm directing your attention to the first page.
Okay.
You will agree with me that this report is submitted with regard to incident number 22-87-OF,
Correct.
and this is call number 22-449, correct?
Correct.
The date and time reported is listed as January 29th of 2022 at 06:08, correct?
Correct.
Which would be in military time 6:08 a.m.
Correct.
The report date and time is listed as January 29th of 2022.
Objection, Your Honor.
All right. So why don't we come to sidebar now? And
Yeah.
Good morning, Sergeant.
Good morning.
Wait, what? Okay, and then they are back the next day. Is it because Sgt Goode needed time to review his testimony?
Good morning, Sergeant.
Good morning.
Sergeant, you are familiar with the key swipe system at the Canton Police Department?
Yes.
Could you explain to the jury how that works?
So police officers are issued looks like a credit card. I have it in my wallet. Anytime I enter or leave the police department, the exterior doors going out the back there's a key scan. You put up to it, unlock the door to come in. When you leave, you don't have to go in, but if you need to go into the booking area, you have to scan yourself in and out. And to get out of the Sally Post, you have to scan in and out.
Okay, and just trying to keep your voice up so
Yes,
these
sorry.
last few jurors can hear you. How many officers on your department have those keys that can be swiped?
I would believe all of them.
Okay. And how many, or strike that. Do you know how this information is stored at the Canton Police Station?
I do not. I don't know the software, but I believe it's recorded anytime we would come and go.
Okay. And you said you believe that it's recorded at the time that the information is obtained. In other words, somebody key swipes in and that information is then stored, you believe, at the Canton Police Station?
I don't know the software, so I wouldn't be able to give you an educated response to that.
And do you yourself, as a sergeant, have access to the key swipe data, or is that limited to certain officers at the department?
I don't believe I have access to that. I've never accessed
You've
it.
never accessed it. Okay. Your Honor, we do have a stipulation between the parties, if the court will accept it, to introduce the key swipe records from January 29th of 2022.
Okay.
I would offer that as the next exhibit.
Any objection, Mr. Lally?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Are they subject to redactions?
Yes, we have redacted them. The court can certainly take a look to make sure that.
Have you all agreed to the redactions?
May we approach Justice to that?
Yes.
And
Before you now took the stand today, did you go over your report?
My police report?
Yes.
Yes.
Were you looking for anything specifically?
No.
How long did you take to review that report between yesterday and today?
I scanned over it.
A few minutes?
Sure. Yes.
Have you spoken to anybody about your report?
No.
Nobody from the police?
No.
You recall that I had asked you about the fact that one name had not been completely spelled out in terms of first name, right?
Yes.
And you had, I believe, indicated that Sergeant Blank was the one that altered that or added that to the report.
Not altered. So he was the one that got those names. So when he entered his report, I believe he would enter those.
Okay, so he entered that into your report, correct?
Anybody writes a supplemental, if you have the authorization, can enter who you speak to add those names. I only spoke to Ms. Roberts, Ms. Reed, and Ms. McCabe that morning.
But the report has your name on it, correct?
Yes.
Did you speak to anybody from the prosecution, either Mr. Lally or Ms. McLaughlin or anybody else from that office about this issue?
No.
You would agree with me that it is important when you're writing a police report to be transparent, correct?
Yes.
You want to be clear, correct?
Yes.
You do not want to mislead the reader into believing something that is not true, correct?
Yes.
Can I see P and Q for identification, please? May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm showing you first P for identification. You identified that yesterday, correct?
Yes.
We went over with the jury the 5 bits of information that are up at the top of the report, starting with the incident number, correct?
Yes.
You had indicated again, incident 22-87-OF,
Yes.
call 22-449,
Yes.
date and time reported January 29th of 22 at 6:08,
Yes.
and the report date and time was January 29th of 22 at 8:24 a.m., correct?
Yes.
Reporting officer, Sgt Sean Goode, correct?
Yes.
I'd like to show you now what has been marked Q for identification. And you can hang on to P if you like. With regard to those bits of information, oh, first of all, let me have you identify Q for identification. I'm sorry.
Yes. I'm reading Q.
Okay, what is Q for identification?
Exhibit Q.
Right. What is the actual document?
We call this a face sheet.
Okay. And with regard to P for identification, that's also a face sheet, correct?
Yes.
They appear to be nearly identical, correct?
Correct, except I'm looking at the top right corner. One says 1/30/2022, and the next would be 10/25/2022.
That is the print date of the report, correct?
Okay. I don't know.
So regardless of when those 2 face sheets had been printed, ignore that. With regard to the information about the incident number and the date of the report and the date of the incident and the reporting officer, those appear to be identical, correct?
Correct.
Now, with regard to P for identification, which is the first report that you were shown, and you were shown that yesterday, and now you have it in front of you, there is a photo on the right side of that report, is there not?
There is.
Do you know what that photo is of?
It looks like the scene probably a couple days later when the snow had melted.
Okay. Does it look like a berm that was actually
Exposed?
uncovered by the officers on scene the very first day?
Yes. Are we looking at Q?
No, at
At
P.
P? Yes. P? Yes. It looks like the berm. Correct.
And then with regard to Q for identification, which again is the face sheet with the identical information, is there a different photo?
Yes.
What does that photo appear to depict, if you know?
It looks like the same area that Mr. O'Keefe possibly was found, I believe.
All right. Those 2 documents, P for identification and Q for identification, those are actually your report, correct?
Correct. But can I explain?
Mr. Lally will, I'm sure, let you explain. At this point, I'm going to be asking the questions if you don't mind. Your Honor, I would offer into evidence as full exhibits both P and Q for identification. Just the face sheet.
Is there an objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the objection sustained.
May we approach?
Okay.
Could I see those, please?
Is there an objection? And Lally knows. Oh, objection sustained. That is, again, Judge Bev putting her thumb on the scale of justice. Now, here's the thing with the...
You've testified the photo of the berm that was included in the first version of your police report, which was P for identification, correct?
Yes.
All right. Let's put up 42, please. That is the photo of the piece of taillight allegedly found at 34 Fairview that you have identified as Exhibit 42, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, having seen those photos, one was included in P for identification, one was included in Q for identification, correct?
Yes.
Which you previously identified as your reports. Or report, I should say.
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I would offer the top portion of P.
As you saw, as they scanned by it, you see the little bit of red taillight there. Now, the claim from the investigators is that they kept finding these, but over a 3-week period, because somebody drove by. Oh, I see something red. And then they come and they collect that. They scan the area. Okay, nothing else. And then a few days later, oh, I see another piece. And they come almost as if these who collect the evidence are blind and stupid. So that they don't actually go through the scene. Okay, what else is there? No, they just collect that one piece. And remarkably, in this case, they find the smallest bits first and the biggest pieces last. Folks, use your own judgment. If you know you're looking for something like taillight charts, and somebody calls in a couple of days later and says, hey, I see a chart here. Wouldn't you close off the scene and grab your colleagues and go through it? But apparently not in Canton, Massachusetts. And generally, you see the big pieces first, not last. And I believe also it is in the first trial is when they opened a bag of these taillight charts where it was supposed to be 4 of them. And you could see the reaction. I believe it was Yuri Buchanan when he looked down and started to, yeah, here's one, here's another one, here's, and then looks down and says, oh, shit. And there's more stuff in the evidence bag than it's supposed to be. Isn't that strange? So, yeah. What Janetti is after here is he changed his report. There's clear evidence of him changing items in his reports. In his report. But not, he didn't, this is the updated report. No, made as if it was the original report. And this guy, folks, is Sgt Sean Goode, who now has resigned after 7 months of internal investigations due to his conduct in this case and other case, allegedly. And also, it is very, very timely into the defense getting a hold of more texts in this case and in other cases. Under seal, yes, but still is getting more stuff. And all of a sudden, he fucks off. He is as crooked as Trooper Proctor. Hiding evidence, changing evidence, hiding names, hiding times. Now let's go to this asshole. Yuri Buchanik. Now, they did something really, really clever in the second trial. The defense, even though personally I would have loved to see former Trooper Proctor, who was then, by the second trial, was no longer a trooper. They had Yuri Buchanik read the texts.
On August 17th, 2022, you were in a group text with the following individuals: Michael Proctor.
Sorry. Let's get there.
Trooper Kukowski, a lieutenant named Fanning, and a trooper named DiCicco, D-I-C-I-C-C-O, correct?
Yes.
Now, the reason why I say it was genius by the defense is because I believe it was Giannetti who said it in an interview after the second trial was over. It was much better to have Trooper Proctor as this ghostly figure in the background that everybody talks about, but nobody wants to talk about, than having him there, looking as pathetic as he does. He was the boogeyman of the second trial, Trooper Proctor. And the text, if you're completely new to this, this is going to be bad, really bad. And it's nowhere close to the information we learned later.
May I approach, John?
Yes.
I'm handing you a document. Can you tell me if you recognize that document?
I can skip
Parts
ahead.
of it.
You saw that document on direct examination. I think you were shown the same document, correct?
It was different parts of it, but same. It's inclusive of within this document.
Okay. Let's start with this. You indicated that you did not see Michael Proctor's name on that document, correct?
Correct. His name is not on here.
But you do recognize that as being reflective, accurately reflective of the text chain that you were on August 17th, 2022, that group chat.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to do this a little bit backward, but bear with me. You do see the name Kukowski, correct?
I do.
You do see the name Fanning, correct?
I do.
You do see the name DiCicco, correct?
I do.
And you do see the name Buchanan, correct?
No, it's misspelled, but I know they're probably referencing me.
Okay. The only other text or person texting on that chain is a code, a lengthy, almost like a URL code with no name, correct?
Yes, you're right.
And
Yes.
the only person that I didn't name, whose name I did not read off, it's obvious on that document, is Michael Proctor, correct?
Correct.
So deductive reasoning tells you that that is the code is Michael Proctor. Is that right?
I would agree with you, yes.
Okay. In that text chain, it starts with Trooper DeChico sending a photograph, correct?
No.
May I approach?
Yes.
You turn to page 2683, please. Do you see a photograph there?
Yes, I do.
Okay, fair enough. There were some texts between and among the group that preceded this photograph, correct?
Yes.
I want to start on this date, August 17, 2022, with this photograph. This photograph was sent by Trooper DeChico to the group, correct?
It possibly appears that way. I really can't. I mean,
Your Honor, with your
Yes.
permission, I'm not sure this document has been marked. I'd like to have this marked and
Sure,
admitted.
we'll mark it for ID.
I'd actually like to have it marked and admitted. There's certain things I'd like to show.
What's Conwell's position on that?
I have no objection to admission, but not in this form. It needs to be redacted.
Can you do it?
What I intend to do, I can do with one photograph. If I may have a moment with counsel.
Okay.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I'd like to publish just one page of what's been marked for identification. I'm sorry, I would ask that it be marked, the entire document be marked for identification.
yeah, I need this.
It's exhibit FF for ID.
And with the court's permission, I would ask to display or to publish page 2683 of that document.
So are you admitting into evidence, page 263?
I would.
Do you
just-
have a separate one rather than tearing it out of with the mark for
I can-
identification?
I can take it out of this copy.
And can you redact it before it's admitted, please?
It's been redacted.
Exhibit 116.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So we're talking about the same thing, Sergeant. I've just handed you a page that's been marked Exhibit 116. Do you recognize that as being a copy of one of the multiple pages in the document that you're holding that's been marked for identification as FF?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if we could publish that single page, please.
Okay.
Is that a photograph that was sent by Trooper DeChico to the group?
According to this document, yes.
Who is depicted in that photograph?
The big story, Mr. David Yannetti, criminal defense attorney.
Do you see that person in court?
Yes, I do.
Where is he seated and what is he wearing?
He's seated right there wearing a blue tie and a dark suit, white shirt.
Thank you. We can bring the lights up, Your Honor.
Okay.
In response to, and going back to the multi-page document FF, in response to Trooper DeChico's photograph that he sent to the group, you responded to that photograph, did you not?
Yes, this document indicates so, yes.
And you responded by laughing at it, correct?
That's what it says, yes.
Well, that's what it says, or that's what you did?
I don't remember.
Trooper Proctor, then former.
made a laughing emoji. This is, they thought that this would never reach the light of day. These parts. They never thought this would have sunlight on it. All the things they said, did. And now, Trooper, Sergeant, whatever his title is no longer a field officer. He has desk duty at a training facility. He's just, after so many years on the force, he is now barely above a crosswalk cop.
Trooper Proctor, Michael Proctor, then responded, correct?
That's what it says here, yes.
And he responded to the group, funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone, correct?
That's what it says, yes.
Michael Proctor then responded again. Is that right?
Yes.
He wrote, no nudes so far, correct?
That's what it says, yes.
Michael Proctor.
If you're completely new to this case. Now, the claim in the trial was, oh, it was just a remark. Nothing serious about it. Yeah, but now we know that Trooper Proctor, in his personal phone, had pictures of nude women who didn't know he had nude pictures of them. Allegedly, pictures of SA victims in his phone. That's the type of people we are. They knew. Jury, Lank, Goode, Berkowitz, they all knew and did nothing. Nothing. They encouraged it. So, what's in their phones? What the fuck was going on in Norfolk County? How many more SA victims have their most vulnerable situation in life shared amongst cops and friends of cops for entertainment? This is the type of scum that was Massachusetts state troopers and Canton PD police officers. And remember, folks, there's an overlap between the Karen Reed case and the Sandra Birchmore case. Sandra Birchmore resided in Canton when she was allegedly killed by Matthew Farwell, a police officer. Matthew Farwell groomed her since she was a minor. She came from a broken home, vulnerable, joined the police youth club of sorts that Officer Devine started with the help of the Farwell twins. And they used that, in my opinion, as hunting grounds for vulnerable minors. They passed Sandra a lot between themselves as if she was a toy. And There's an overlap in the investigation between the Sandra Birchmore murder and the Karen Reed murder of the officers involved. And the officers there said, no, they didn't find anything suspicious between Matthew Farwell and Sandra Birchmore. But then it became a federal investigation who found 34,000 texts between Sandra and Matthew Farwell, including but not limited to admission of Matthew Farwell having relations with Sandra when she was a minor. But the local cops, no, we didn't find anything. Why? How many more Sandra Birchmores are out there in Norfolk County? How many more? If you want to know more about the Sandra Birchmore case, I have a playlist on my channel about that case. It is not for the faint of hearts. You have to brace yourself before watching that. Let's continue.
Responded yet again. Is that right?
That's correct.
And in reference to Mr. Yannetti's photograph, he wrote, "I hate that man. I truly hate him." Correct?
That's what it says.
There's a trooper by the name of Moore, M-O-O-R-E, correct?
There is.
And he disliked Trooper Proctor's phrase, the statement, "no nudes so far," correct?
That's what it says.
Did that indicate to you that Moore was disappointed that Trooper Proctor, Michael Proctor, had not found naked pictures of Miss Reed as yet?
I don't know what that indicated for Mr. Moore.
And then you responded to the phrase, "funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone," correct?
I acknowledged that text message being sent.
You acknowledged it by liking it, correct? With a thumbs up.
I acknowledged it by responding with a thumbs up emoji.
The fact
This man must believe that we are as stupid as his colleagues. There are different ways to use emojis. But leaving a thumbs up on somebody saying they hate the defendant's attorney, that's an approval. And not that I acknowledge that he said it. You lying sack of shit. You coward. I saw the question over Rumble from Tex 47. Is there an effort to remove this judge, remove the chief of police, and replace all the officers, the town council too, probably, and a federal investigation of the state troopers? Well, the town council has replaced. There are a bunch of new people within the town council. No Alberts or McCabe's in the town council anymore. The chief of police, what was her name, chat? Well, she has resigned as well, if I remember correctly. Most of the officers involved in this case have resigned, retired, or been moved to somewhere else. The federal investigation into the state troopers, well, we know there was an FBI investigation into this case or the handling of this case. Exactly what's going on at this point in time, I don't know. I just want you to remember that down in Florida, in the the Adelson case, They surveilled those people for almost 10 years before they brought charges. And the FBI will never acknowledge if they have closed an investigation, regardless of what the anti-free Karen Read people say. There has not been any acknowledgement of the entirety of the case being closed.
Is Trooper Proctor told you, his supervisor, in this series of text messages, that he was going through Miss Reed's phone. Is that right?
Correct.
And he also informed you, his supervisor, that he was going through her phone looking for nudes or naked pictures of her on her phone. Correct?
He did not tell me that he was going through naked pictures, for naked pictures through the phone.
He wrote, no nudes so far, right?
That is what is written, yes.
What did you think he was looking for when he wrote that phrase?
I don't know what he was looking for.
What would be a reasonable interpretation of what Michael Proctor was looking for when he wrote, no nudes so far?
I don't know.
Motorcycles, handbags, pair of shoes, or naked pictures of Miss Karen Reed?
His mission was to go through the phone to look for digital evidence that's related to the crime. The fact that he wrote no nude so far, I cannot comment on.
You can't.
Yeah, this is what, under oath, a grown man still trying to protect Trooper Proctor. That tells us he is equally bad. Absolutely equally bad. Folks, tomorrow is Thursday. Kelly Dever, let's talk about her tomorrow. And then also tomorrow, I want to go before Friday, the Slightly Buzzed show, Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Friday is the Slightly Buzzed show, where I will reveal my personal opinion, who the House defendants actually wanted to frame. Tomorrow, yeah, but I need to get through the Crash Daddy testimony, the ARCA evidence, because I'm sick and tired of morons on social media still to this day claiming Karen's SUV hit John and John. No, physics tells us that didn't happen. But that is for tomorrow. Now, Yuri Buchanan's testimony has been dissected on many channels. I'm just here to remind you all it exists, what he actually said, how bad it sounded. But tomorrow, Kelly Dever, Davos, whatever her last name is, and Crash Daddy. And then Friday will be the final part of my coverage, for now at least, unless something interesting happens. And I have invited Aiden to the show on Friday, but he's a busy man, so there's no guarantee that he will show up. But until tomorrow, folks, from me, Mr. Jingles, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for sponsoring Mr. Jingles Snacks. Thank you. You all have a good one. And remember, folks, hug your family. Unless your family is shit, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Dr. Turtleboy walks the line, truth in his hands. Fingers pointing at shadows, he's breaking their plans. Corrupt suits in the courthouse playing their game. But The lies they sling won't tarnish his name. They try to bury him, but he won't go down. Fighting for justice in every crooked town. Dr. Turtleboy standing tall in the fight. Truth's his weapon shining through the night.